Hello everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of I Cast Fireball, an actual play 5e D&D adventure where we go through the campaign, Tyranny of Dragons. I'm Thomas, your DM for this adventure, and around the table we've got...
Malamara.
Lance Thalen.
And Fleeple.
I know we left our last episode on a little bit of a cliffhanger, but... let's go ahead and see where we left our adventurers last time. Last time they had discovered the black dragon eggs and removed them from the hatchery, and joining up with An and Lana, they continued to explore the dungeon for hidden clues, a secret entrance to Mondath's chamber, and a temporary hiding place for the eggs. Now, being unable to recruit Lana and An to help them in their fight against Mondath, they met up with Mal's familiar, Zaza, just as a few of the cultists were investigating the whereabouts of their deceased friends that were originally on guard near the entrance. Quickly dispatching of them and setting up Zaza on the southwest corner of the common room, the adventurers burst forth into the room. And that is where we pick up on this week's episode. So, first things first, I need everybody to roll initiative.
Finally, a good initiative roll.
Okay, everybody. 20 to 25.
20.
21. Oh! I mean, it probably would be more advantageous if Lance went first, but we'll make it work.
Nice. I'm just impressed that you guys are above 20.
The most important combat, and we managed to get above 20, thank goodness.
So, Fleeple, you were 21?
Yep.
Okay, and Lance 20? Mal, what are you?
8.
Oh! 8! You know, 2 out of 3 ain't bad, right?
It's been fun, guys. Thanks for having me on the podcast. I'll see you guys.
Mal's still planning. She's like, okay. And then we go, wait, we go.
She's standing there and you guys are gone.
Mal, go ahead and roll for Zaza.
Oh, sure. That's probably pretty close to mine. She's an imp. 9, 10, 11, 12.
12 for Zaza. Okay. So, last episode, you all had rolled stealth to try and hide away from everybody in the common room here before you burst forth. So, the marching order that we had was Lance, Fleeple, and then Mal. And Lance, or rather Fleeple, you're the first to go here. So, do you go, since you're so close and since the plan was, I feel, pretty much the same, I'll allow you to go in tandem for this first round, if that's all right, to see if you got a surprise round on these individuals.
That sounds great to me.
Great. So, Lance and Fleeple, what are you doing?
I'll let you go first.
I will run around the corner.
Great. And as you burst forth, like 10 feet from where you currently are at, you burst forth, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 individuals in here. 3 of them in like the cultist black robes on the east side, sort of like guarding the entrance into Frulon Mondath's chambers. All of them, all eyes seem to be pointed away from you towards Zaza, who is now in Ravenforn, I believe, in the southwest corner. And that one guy, how did this bird get in here, anybody? What's this bird doing? None of them seem to be looking at you right now. It appears you got the drop on them, and so they are surprised. So that should inform both Fleeple and Mal going into this round here.
Knowing that, I will go 30 feet of movement. So that is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That gives me right to the center of the cultists that are guarding the chamber to Mondath's on our right side.
You just book it into this room, like pushing chairs and like you're like the wind, like around the furniture and moving around the enemies without them like even noticing your presence. But obviously as you enter, they are aware of your presence. Like, wait, what the? But you're able to make it back directly into the entrance leading into Mondath's chamber. That's your movement.
All right, and then for bonus action, I will continue my movement.
Great.
Through them into Mondath's chamber, right around the alcove, right there.
Okay. So as you sneak into this chamber here, there's a guard that goes, "Halt! You there, stop!" pointing towards you, unable to do anything about this whole situation, but you rush into Mondath's chamber. It's exactly as Mal described it after seeing it through Zaza's eyes. A lot of, there's some, like, fine furniture in here. There's a rug on the east side, and she's sitting behind a different wooden desk than what was in the tent, because the previous one was destroyed by a moonbeam. As you run in here, she looks up at you, and you are standing there looking at her, and she goes, You again?
I'm pretty sure you have traitors at the camp. I'll whip out my bow real quick, and I will use my action to fire.
Okay, go ahead and roll an attack.
And is it sneak attack because I've surprised her, I guess? I don't know. I just need to know that.
That's an excellent question. I will say it is not sneak attack because she is aware of your presence. Sorry about that, Jacob, but we'll no sneak attack with this attack right now.
Okay, gotcha.
Or does that change what you're going to do with your action?
Well, no, it's just I wanted to damage her a lot. I was relying on that to really hit her hard because we had used it in the past like that. So
right, and that's on me, and I'm sorry about that.
All good. All right, that's going to be that's a +6 is a non-natural 20.
Non-natural 20, that's a hit.
And with 1d6, that's going to be 8 damage.
8 points of damage to her. As you mutter under your breath, I believe there are traitors in your camp. Just right into her chest. And she takes 8 points of damage against her. Nicely done. Excellent, so I believe that's your turn. I don't think there's anything else you can do.
No, I'm just holding there now.
Okay, sounds good. Just kind of waiting for the rest of your party to be in there, knowing that they're just close behind. Fleeple, you're next.
All right, so first I'm going to move right to the north entrance of the cavern. Not actually entering in quite yet. And now that I've arrived, I'm going to spread both of my arms out wide, pause briefly, wiggle my fingers and let the magic flow to the fingertips through my fleece, and clap them together for a big thunder wave. Right on these 4 cultists in front of the door.
Oh, very nice. And that's 20 foot... So you're just pushing it 20 feet in front of you, essentially, yes?
So yeah, I've got a 15-foot cube originating from me. So it's going to be these 4 cultists in the northeast corner of the room. They need to make a DC 14 con save.
Okay, so these 4 right here. So you're pivoting a little bit and just poof. Okay, let's go ahead and roll. Fail. Success. Success. Fail. Very nice. Okay, split evenly there.
All right, 2d8 damage. That's going to be 8 thunder damage in total.
Okay, sounds good.
The ones who saved only take 4. The ones who failed take all 8 and are also pushed 10 feet away from me.
Nice. Okay, sounds good. 10 feet away. Okay, so the one, there are 2 of them that definitely succeeded against that, so they only take half damage there. And that one of the magic users and one of the more barbarian mercenary types, they're the ones that succeeded. But then the other 2, they are just blown back and they just smack against the wall, flying across the room or into the wall itself. The one flying into the wall just being blasted back away from you, a little bit further against Mondath, the entrance to Mondath's chambers. I believe that was your action, and you've used half your movement.
Yep, so now I'm going to continue moving in. All right.
And you got a bonus action?
Yeah, as a bonus action. Are you guys terribly damaged at this point?
Not at all.
I am. Yeah, I have about 2/3 of my hit points left, so I'm down 1/3.
Okay. Well, I suppose I should have asked, are you damaged physically? But yeah, I'm at about the same place as you as far as my HP total.
I'm damaged emotionally.
Anything with your bonus action there?
I'm going to hold on to my bonus action for the time being.
You got it. Okay, that's Fleeple. Mal, it's actually your go here. Zaza has not been told to do anything different, so they're just going to chill for the time being, causing a massive distraction. In the corner there. While in your mind going, you just let me know if you need me to do anything.
That's perfect. Mal will run 5-10 feet into the room now that half of the people are looking away and the other 4 near Mondath's opening are dazed and confused, being slammed into the wall. She will cast Arms of Hadar on herself and slam it into the ground, which create those dark tendrils to come up and grab everybody within a 10-foot radius, which is 1, 2, 3 of the grunts and the 3 spellcasters.
So not within, Fleeple is just outside of that range, thankfully. So, okay, and what do they have to get? A strength saving throw?
It's a Dex save throw, DC 12.
Okay. Success. Success. Failure. 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 Success. Okay. So, half and half as well, just like Fleeple.
Okay, the 3 that fail take 11 necrotic damage.
Oh, man. Okay.
And those that succeeded take half that damage.
Okay.
And those that fail cannot take reactions until their next turn.
Yup. So 11 necrotic damage, halved is what, 5?
Yes. Yep.
Mal, as you rush into this room, as you running, whispering to yourself, bringing out this unearthly speech, this almost demonic speech to invoke this. And as you're just about to slam it on the ground, you hear in your mind,
Now this is gonna be a real treat.
and as you slam it into the ground, this dark pulsing energy just emanates, and it is, you can physically see this ring in a 10-foot radius from where Mal is, and it is envelops all of these individuals. There are some that push it off or jump out of the way, but as they jump out of the way, the tendrils just latch onto their leg and just start sucking from them. The other ones that aren't able to jump, they're pulled down to the ground, and they're screaming and they're yelling, and the guy who's talking about the raven goes, "What is this? What is this?" And you can see all 6 of these tendrils grasping these 6 individuals, and there's just a moment's pause to you, Mal, where it's just silent, and as you look at each individual, they all stare at you with horror in their eyes. Before all 6 of them pulled under the ground.
All 6 of them with
How much damage did you roll?
11, but 3 of them were 5 damage.
So, with Fleeple and Mal's combo, able to take out 6 of these individuals guarding Mondath, and Fleeple, you just being barely outside of that radius yourself, you saw all 6 of these individuals pulled underneath the ground. There are still 5 individuals on the other side of the room that are immensely distracted by Zaza, but their focus is entirely on you now, Mal and Fleeple, as their comrades are just pulled under the ground itself. Well done. All right. Do you use the rest of your movement or a bonus action?
Yes, Mal runs forward, right to the mouth of the cave, right in front of Fleeple, spins and looks back at the room. She pulls out that wrapped great sword, and I would like to rage.
Boom. Yeah. Let it flow.
Mal, this being your first time truly letting yourself go, you look back to this circle that is almost, that you can still see some residual effect in that 10-foot diameter, and something comes over you. A sort of darkness. A sort of, I wouldn't say numbness, but a certain sort of emotion that you only felt when you were at the spine of the world with your brother, where you saw the massive fire, where you saw the pyre, and you just felt immense rage. Your vision gets dark a little bit around the edges, and you get focus, and you just feel inside of you your heart. Fleeple, being right next to Mal, even though she's turned away from you, you see something happening to her skin, where her skin was a very light greenish hue, and her furs really accented well with her skin tone. they are in bright contrast to the darkness spreading over the outside of her skin. And you swear that her stature and her frame gets a little bit taller as you're standing next to you, and she seems more imposing, more vicious as she is just standing next to you. And you can hear her breathing. And as she turns around to look at you, her tusks are longer than you remember, and they're protruding past her top lip even further. And in her eyes, they just are complete black. Mal, I believe that's your turn.
It is.
Lance, as you're the only one fully in Mondath's chamber, her taking the arrow directly into the chest, she is panting and she rips the arrow out. It is you three again. It is all your fault. It is because of you that my general is dead, that I am stuck here, cutting ledgers, instead of ushering a new age. You are the reason for my banishment. Well, once I have dealt with you, I shall be rid of my situation. And she goes to reach for a necklace, but we go right back to the top of the initiative here. And Fleeple, you were at the top of the initiative as Mondath is starting to take this action.
So as Mal turns back towards me and I see the darkness in the eyes, I just fall straight backwards into a roll and start running in the opposite direction down the tunnel.
Nice.
It's like roly-poly it.
So I'm going to go just until I get to the entrance to the room that Mondath is in. So I still have a bit of a visual on the other room, so I can attack people in that direction. But getting into this room, I get in there and Mondath is having her big spiel, and I peek my head around Lance's leg, and I go, "Well, don't worry, you won't be stuck here much longer," and I cast Moonbeam on her.
Okay, sounds good. So Moonbeam just comes crashing through the ceiling, right through her skin. And I don't believe she takes damage now, it's just at the beginning of her turn, right?
Yes, when she starts her turn there.
Excellent.
How big is Moonbeam, by the way?
5-foot radius.
5 foot. Okay, so I can be next to her still. Okay.
Yeah, since it is a 5-foot radius, though, I will specify she's going to be in the lower left corner of that radius, and it kind of extends around the corner leading into that alcove to the north.
Yep, you got it. 5-foot radius, right?
Yeah.
And it was centered pretty much in the wall there, and she's just in the left corner there. She is screaming, "Ah!" She just rips something off of her necklace. Not doing anything yet, because now, Lance, it is your turn.
All right, Lance is going to run up to her. I'm going to go just on this side right here. And while I'm running, I'm going to throw my short bow over my shoulder, pull out my short sword and dagger, and I'm going to attack.
Okay, go and roll.
All right. I don't get any sneak attack or anything like that. Just roll.
Nope,
just
not
roll.
this time.
All right. Oh, come on. That's going to be an 11.
11 does not hit for your first attack.
All right. Next one. Nope, no better.
Okay. Bummer. So as you go, you use your short sword and dagger combination. You slash at her with one, and she gets inside of your bubble, and she parries with her own arm to move it out. And as she go for the dagger, she just kind of kicks your leg to where you slip a little bit. And so with your action and bonus action, both are unsuccessful, unfortunately. But you still have some more movement if you'd like to use that to get away from her.
But then she gets an attack of opportunity.
She probably would use an attack of opportunity, yes.
I'm just going to hold my ground.
Okay, sounds good. Just stare right next to her. She goes... Okay, that was Lance. Mal, being in the other room with the other guards, individuals here, they are shook at what happened, and so they have not, they're not in the initiative order yet. They haven't taken their turn. But before we get to you, Mal, it's Frulon Mondath's turn.
So starting her turn, in the Moonbeam, she needs to make a DC 14 con save.
Okay, that is a 18, so I believe that's a success.
So she takes half damage. Ooh, I rolled 17. So she's going to take 8 radiant damage.
Wow. Okay. Awesome. So as she's continuing to grab at something, she reaches underneath her tunic. She pulls out this necklace. Lance, you being right there, you see exactly what it is. And Fleeple, you actually do, being illuminated by the moonbeam. And it's this, something is dangling on this chain. As she grabs at her necklace and removes a tooth. Very similar to what, Lance, you saw inside of a treasure chest. And before you can even react to it, she raises the glowing blue tooth, and Lance points it directly at you, before she flips it around and rams it directly into her chest. There's a moment of silence in the chamber where, just being the three of you, you just stare at her and she just kind of is heaving. Before Mondath begins to yell at the top of her lungs. With her head raised to the ceiling and her arms outstretched to either side, her scream is piercing. And you have to cover your ears a little bit, being so close to her, Lance, and you can feel the pain that she is currently in. And as both of you continue to stare at her, your confusion immediately turns to horror as you see her body begin to change before your very eyes. Her fingers that are extended start to extend even further than are natural, and her nails become jagged and sharp. Her back begins to hunch over, and you can see bony protrusions push through her tunic along her spine. A tail grows rapidly from her lower back that extends all the way to the floor. And Lance, you being directly next to her, you see that this tail is covered with blue scales, shimmering in the torchlight. Her scream begins to change tone from a high-pitched scream to a deeper roar as her teeth also begin to change and become sharp and piercing. Now, as this transformation is winding down, Mondath grips a weapon that was on her table, which is her halberd. So she grips her halberd as her eyes are closed, and as she opens them, both of you gaze into her eyes that are no longer human, but bestial and draconic, very similar to Fleeple's. And as she takes a deep breath in, a small portion of light coalesces around her forehead, where a second later, a jagged horn appears, protruding from the skin. Readying herself, she says,
Let us end this.
and that's going to be her action and her turn right now. She is going to risk an attack of opportunity to get out of the moonbeam, though. So she's going to roll over her desk out of the moonbeam closer to you, Fleeple, and trying to get them both between you. Lance, you do get an attack of opportunity here.
Thank heavens. All right, that's going to be a 24.
That is a hit.
With my short sword. That is a 9 in damage.
9 in damage. Well done. Okay, she takes the damage. It digs into her, but her skin seems to be a little bit tougher, but you push it through, and it still draws blood. So she's going to take 5, 10, 15, and she's going to get just 10 feet away from you, Fleeple, and 15 feet away from you, Lance. And she's just holding her ground with her halberd. And just staring at both of you. Mal, it is technically Zaza's turn.
Zaza, being able to communicate telepathically with Malamara, hears nothing but just like noise. That there's no emotion and no communication happening. That she just like gets almost like feedback, emotional feedback, if that's a thing. The only like feeling that's telepathically she's reading is rage, and so she'll just keep flapping her wings up in the corner there, trying to stay out of reach of those melee brutes.
Okay, yeah, so hovering right at the top of the ceiling there, a ceiling being about 15 feet high. So Zaza feeling very comfortable out of range, but Mal, it is your turn.
On Mal's turn, she will, seeing rage, or seeing red, will just book it toward the nearest brute and take a swing with her great axe.
Excellent. Go ahead. Or your great sword, right?
Sorry, yeah, it's a sword. That's a 17 to hit.
17, that is a hit.
Okay. And that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 points of slashing damage.
Sheesh.
Rage damage.
As you swing at this individual, you don't even notice, but this individual's backing up, getting to the wall. No, please! Before it just quickly cut off, and the individual falls to the ground. And all you see is your next target. Anything else with your movement or bonus action?
No, she'll stay right there.
Okay, sounds good. The other three are just just shakily grabbing their swords and pulling them up and holding out in front of them. 14 damage. Man, that was awesome. Okay, well, it is their go. It is the mercenaries' go. So the two of them are going to take out their bows, and they're going to try and attack you, Mal. Does a 21 hit?
It does.
And I'm guessing a 14 doesn't hit?
A 14 misses.
14 does miss. Okay, sounds good. So that is going to be 1d6. Rolled 1 on the damage die.
Nice.
So that's going to be 4 points of piercing damage.
And resistance to piercing means that I take half damage?
That's correct.
Great.
So this arrow just goes directly into your arm and just... And this guy's like... And they're going to try and run into the chamber with Mondath. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You can only get 30, so they can't quite get to the entrance. They still are in the chamber with you. The other two are going to try and run up to you, Mal, and they're just going to try and hack away. They're going to flank you, though, so they get advantage, because these are smart mercenaries. The first one does a... No, 14 doesn't hit, does it?
No.
And okay, so the first one, chink, it just goes on your back and just like looking in behind. And a 11 doesn't hit either, I imagine.
No, it does not.
Okay. These two mercenaries are and just wailing on you and just looking at both of them, and they're like, "You two get Mondath now!" That's their turn. So, at the top of the round, Mondath is going to take a legendary action and is going to use its tail against Fleeple. Natural 20.
All right.
So I imagine that hits.
Yep.
So that is going to be 8 points of bludgeoning damage to you, Fleeple.
All right.
And I need you to make a strength saving throw, please.
That's going to be a 14.
14 does succeed, so you are not tripped from this tail attack here. So, as you're about to take a turn, you're like, okay, I'm getting ready. All of a sudden, this tail, whack, right into the side of you, slams you directly into the cave wall. Oh, it really does some damage, but you're able to hold yourself up, and Mondath just is glaring at you.
I will wipe you from this earth, you traitor!
Is Moonbeam still up?
Moonbeam is still up. Oh, damage. Sorry, go ahead and roll a concentration check, Fleeple.
Yes. That is a 3.
Oh, no!
I shouldn't have said anything. I'm sorry.
And with that surprise attack, Moonbeam right next to you, Lance, disappears from the battlefield. So, Fleeple, it is your turn.
All right. I'm going to change of plans. I'm going to move...
Danger close.
I'm going to move one space closer, right up into her face. So, first things first, bonus action. I get down on all fours and kind of jump up into the air. And as I jump, I leave behind the image of the fleece that I'm wearing, leaving a healing spirit in my spot. And as I leap up into the air, my legs extend down to the ground very suddenly with a thud, and I turn into an ape with my wild shape.
You can do that?
Yeah. So
That's awesome!
I am currently an ape inside of my healing spirit.
Nice!
So that is my action and my bonus action on this turn, so I won't be able to do anything else. But I'm just going to...
Wow, that was... I didn't know you could turn into an ape. That's amazing. Okay. Well done. And what color is your ape?
My ape is similarly to kind of the rusty orangish red of my scales. It's this very Sasquatchy kind of rusty red hair. If you've ever seen the cartoon Freakazoid, it's exactly the same color as the Orangumen from the island of Dr. Strangeo.
Shout out to Freakazoid.
Wow.
Oh my gosh,
go.
I haven't thought about that in so long.
Such an amazing show. Such an amazing show. All right, well, excellent turn. Fleeple, Lance, it is your go.
Thomas, placate me. It's still bugging me about that sneak attack at the beginning. Because I roll a hide action at the beginning of everything. I hid.
Right, but you revealed yourself. You didn't hide into the room, and you were in order to keep the stealth, you would have had to do half your movement. So the way the stealth works, if I'm understanding correctly, mechanically, if you want to keep a stealth roll and move stealthily, you have to move at half your movement.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes more
sense. And so that's how you could have kept your stealth roll, which possibly would have been enough.
Thank you. That just like I was like, wait, I hid, but it was just bugging me. So I'm glad thank you for placating me on that.
No worries, no worries.
Let's go ahead then, and for Lance, I'm going to run behind Dragondath, and I'm going to attack with the flanking action, so I hopefully can have advantage. Yes. Woo, wow, double 19s. Dang. All right. That's going to be 25.
Yeah, that's a hit.
All right. And because Fleeple, thank you so much for getting closer, I do get sneak attack because I have an enemy within 5 feet. Fleeple, or Apel, as you are now.
Apels. I'm into it.
That is going to be sweet 9. That is 12 points of damage. And then I'm going to, with my bonus action, use my dagger, which I believe I still have advantage because we're still in that position.
Exactly. Yeah, you still have advantage. You just won't get sneak attack on this attack.
Okay, that's going to hit probably, hopefully. That's a 23.
23 does hit, yes.
All right, and it's just my dagger damage, which is 3.
3, very nice. Okay, you run up and with your sword, right into the tail, because the easiest thing for you to hit, and dagger right into the back, right next to the bony protrusions. It's tough. It's hard to get it in there. You're like, oh gosh, this is not natural, for obvious reasons. At the end of your turn, she's going to spend the remaining 2 legendary actions that she has to cast a spell.
Oh, crap.
And as she does, you see a familiar... Lance, you see a familiar spell pop up. Red just immediately erupts around you, where these miniature forms of these dragons are flying all around you. And she's going to cast Spirit Guardians in your radius now that you've come up against her. And she just laughs to herself. Nothing on your turn, I believe, because you have to be at the start of your turn. So, and that was at the end. And so nothing happens now, similar to how Moonbeam happened before. It is now her go. So Frulon Mondath, she gets all of her legendary actions back. She is going to just attack like crazy here. She's going to focus directly on you, Fleeple. You be doing the most damage to her, the Moonbeam, and just forming into an ape. She's just going to focus in on you. So she's going to do 2 attacks with her halberd here. First one is an 18.
18 hits.
And the second one is a 16.
16 also hits.
Okay, gotcha. She is going to do average rolls here. 13 points of bludgeoning damage to you in your ape form.
13. Is that from both attacks?
That is both attacks combined, yes.
Okay.
You still an ape?
Still an ape.
Okay, that's going to be her go. She's actually, yeah, that's going to be her go right now. So, Mal, it's your go. You were in the other chamber with the 4 other cultists, mercenary people, 2 of them rushing off to get Mondath, but you are flanked by these 2, and you just feel rage.
Mal will use the greatsword to try and attack the brute to her front that's standing in front of her. That's a 18.
18 is a hit.
Nice. Oh my gosh, that was the same roll as last time. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That was a 6 and a 4 both times.
My goodness. Mal, as you take your sword, and however this magic that protects this blade works, you just point first and you just ram it into their chest. And as you ram it in their chest, they're just And they grab at the sword, and as you pull it out, they fall to the ground. And as you pull it out, immediately you twist it to where the butt end of your sword goes directly into the face of the person behind you. And you just hear this loud crack, and both individuals fall to the ground.
Great. I was going to ask if I could, if there was extra damage, could I use the glaive?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The two that see you, Mal, are going, oh, Mondath!
Mal runs 5, 10 feet towards the two last brutes and stands right next to them. So basically, if they move at all, I will get an attack of opportunity on them, or they will attack me.
Right, okay. Well, it being their turn, the first one is going to try and make a go for it. So he's going to try and book it into the chamber with Mondath. Take your attack of opportunity here.
18, 19, 20, 22.
22 is a hit.
Who needs high initiative?
Who needs high initiative? Yeah,
These are the rolls that matter.
6 into the ground.
Yeah, dude, Lance and I are in here trying to take down one person, and Mal has just killed 9 people by herself.
Yeah, we should have had Mal charge in, and me and Fleep will take up the rear. We really got to learn from this.
11 points of slashing damage.
Gosh, oh my goodness. Mal, as this first individual tries to run, you just cut him down. And the other one, without hesitating, literally runs over the body past you. You've already taken your action, so you can't take an attack and opportunity against this individual, but 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and just yells, Mondath, we have trouble! And is going to just not even attack Lance and Fleeple, or Apel, I should say, and just runs further into this room. 5, 10, 15, 20, not being affected by the spirit guardians, but runs to the other side of the room, just away from you both.
Just imagine this crazy rampage battle: ape, lizard,
dude,
and then just this elf,
Godzilla
just this elf's, just this elf's head peeking around, stabbing.
Fleeple, it's your turn. So before you do anything, you have to roll a saving throw against the Spirit Guardians here. Spirit Guardians is a Wisdom saving throw, please. That should be your good stats, so.
Yes, that is going to be a natural 20 for a 26.
There you go.
Oh! Okay, you're still going to take half damage, but natural 20. All right. Rolled pretty decent there. 18 halved is 9 points of radiant damage. Do you heal at the beginning of your turn? I would say you heal before. Yeah, simultaneously, so.
Okay, so. Yeah, let's see how much healing that is going to bring to the equation. 1 point of healing to the equation.
Okay. Bummer.
No.
Okay.
So, yeah, that is going to then. I pop out of the ape form, and I use my action to turn into an ape.
So Fleeple's like, I just imagine Fleeple going, and oh dear.
But right before he hits the ground.
Okay, so I've used both of my wild shapes. I've turned into an ape. What I'm going to do, before I turn back into the ape, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my bonus action. I can move my spirit up to 30 feet away, and so I'm going to move it 5 feet away from myself and 5 feet back to myself, because when you or a creature you can see moves into the space or starts their turn there, you can cause the spirit to restore 1d6.
Oh, nice.
Oh, so he just does it, he restores it again.
Yeah, so Fleeple's going to get some health back to himself before he turns back into the ape.
Man, that is just, as you're in the air falling, you're like, oh dear, moving it back, healing, and then, how much does Fleeple get back?
Fleeple gets back 3 hit points.
Nice! Excellent. Look at that fleece helping you out. All right. And are you staying there, or are you holding your ground?
Yeah, I need to give Lance that sneak attack.
Excellent, excellent. Okay. And with that, Lance, it's your turn.
I have to roll for for the Spirit Guardians.
Yep, you also have to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Ah, crap. That's not going to be good. I have 16.
That's a save, so you do save against it. Whew. So you're going to take half damage here.
All right, that was a pretty good roll, so...
It's 14 halved is 7 points of radiant damage to you. And as you start your turn, these dragons just start biting at your neck. And you feel it, even though they're ethereal. But you focus. Fleeple giving you this chance to get sneak attack here. It's your go.
And with advantage, with the same flanking position. Man, I'm rolling 19s tonight. Just need one more for that 20, but that's good. That's 25 again, then, to hit.
25 is a hit. Yep,
right,
go ahead and roll.
With sneak attack. 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage. Well done.
And, because I got it, might as well use it. On a successful sneak attack, another creature within 30 feet, I will roll half the sneak attack die and attack it. I'm going to attack the guy who hid behind us.
Yeah! I love this subclass.
So as soon as I stab, all of a sudden, I point out to him and almost like a shadow dagger shoots out toward him. And that's just 1/6. 4 damage.
Excellent. And as this shadow dagger just streaks towards him, it also being ethereal, this dagger just being almost bright, just which is a little bit odd. It's a bright yellow, just before it just right into his chest. Oh, Mondath, help! That's your action, I believe.
Yes, it is. Okay. Do I stay here for the sneak attack more, or do I get out of there? Because seriously, that's the question. Because I'm not doing well for my health.
Squishy.
I'm not doing well for my health right now. But then there's this guy behind me.
Not to metagame too much, but I can move the healing spirit.
Okay, I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna stay where I'm at. But my bonus action, I will not attack. Okay, I forgot if this works because I have my dagger for the bonus action. Can I throw it?
Yes, because daggers specifically have the thrown action, and so that's what allows them to be thrown with a two weapon fighting.
All right.
Still,
I'm gonna throw a dagger at the guy I just basically attacked with like a dark dagger.
All right, it's just a normal attack.
Yeah, a normal attack for a dagger. I'm gonna try and take this guy down so he's just not a bother. It rolled out. Oh, that's not gonna be good. That's a 15.
15 hits.
All right. It's just the dagger damage, which is 4.
4. Okay. This dagger, so an ethereal dagger right into his chest, disappears, and he goes, Mondath, help! Followed by another dagger, holding onto the wall. Still up. But way hurt. Way hurt.
7 damage, man.
So close. So close. You have a movement still if you'd like to use it.
No, I just gotta hold, because if I move anywhere, it'll attack me.
Okay.
I'm just gonna hold.
At the end of your turn,
That spirit guardians.
Mondath is going to take a...
Just concentration, because I
Thank you.
hit him hard.
Yes.
Hit her hard.
Yeah, so
Hit hard.
what was the damage you did? It was,
I did 10 damage to Mondath? What was it, Ned?
I think it was 12, yeah.
It's 12? Okay, 12.
Okay, concentration check. Does not have advantage. Got a 14 on the die, so that is a success. So they hold on to the concentration, unfortunately. Thank you for reminding me. Thank you. At the end of your turn, right in front of your eyes, Mondath is going to just scream. And arch her back. And as she continues to arch her back starts to bulge. When all of a sudden, 2 wings pop out of her back, and she flies into the air and flies away from both of you.
Opportunity attacks?
Yes, you both get opportunity attacks here.
And are they with advantage with our flanking maneuver?
No, she flew up into the air, so they are not with advantage, specifically to try and get the least amount of damage here. So the ceiling being 15 feet tall, she was able to arc away from both of you.
Oh, critical fail for me.
And that's a 19 for Fleeple, for Apel rather. That's going to be 5 bludgeoning damage.
Nice, that does hit. 5, yes, and also a concentration check. So, concentration check for the Spirit Guardians, a natural 17 on the dice, so that is also a success. And Mondath is going to fly backwards towards her ally, who is just gripping at their side, and is going to get right in front of them. And at the beginning of their turn, she's going to... I need both of you, April and Lance, to roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. That's going to be a 21 for me.
21 is a success.
I got a 4.
Do you have no inspirations left from Thomas?
I do not.
I have one. You take it. You take it, Fleeple. Don't die right now.
Okay, Mr. D20, do not waste Mickey's die. That is going to be a 14.
14 just saves.
That's called karma right there, friends. Do good things for your friends, and your friends will do good things for you.
Even the successes, though, I think it's half damage.
It is half damage still.
Don't say that, Thomas.
I'm not saying anything yet. That is 13 points of lightning damage to the both of you.
That's already halved?
That is halved.
I'm still an ape.
Lance, you have 1 hit point.
I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna die.
And you don't have evasion right now, do you?
No, because the DM doesn't believe in leveling up. Because that's level 5, but he wants us for 4 for this.
That is Mondath's action. And as their bonus action, they're going to cast Mass Healing Word.
Oh, man.
Guys, I'm going down.
What if she's healing you?
No, I'm thinking Spirit Guardians. Because that's just happening right in the next part. It doesn't go with her, does it? Spirit Guardians?
It's in an area. So, at 3rd level, because that's the base level she can cast it at. Well, that really blew. She is going to get 5 healing points to her and her ally. Okay. And with that, that is going to be her turn, and she's just going to stare at you and just...
Why don't you come at me, you elf?
Mal, it is Zaza, but your turn as well.
Perfect. Just reading Spirit Guardians, it's a DM thing. It does say that they flit around you at a distance of up to 15 feet for the duration.
Oh, so it stays with you.
So if she flew 15 feet away, Lance would no longer be in it. But that's a DM call.
No, you are correct. So it's a 15-foot radius for sure. So April is not in there. I just quickly read through it during the battle. So thank you, Mickey. No, that's good. So April is outside of the range of the Spirit Gardens for the time being, but Lance is still in there. But Mal, it is your go.
With no more enemies out here, Mal runs 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 feet into Mondath's chamber. She pulls up short right before Fleeple, because as much as she has. And seeing that all of the enemies are out of range, she will put away her sword and take out her 2 light hand axes and just double throw them at the flying Mondath.
Very nice. Very good. First attack.
I rolled double 15s for 2 attacks, which is...
Nice.
It's 19.
Both of those do hit. All right. So the first one
is dice and weapon damage. The second one is only dice damage.
Perfect.
But also rage damage.
That's good to know.
But rage damage for both of these attacks.
Correct.
Oh, rage damage. Man, that's awesome.
So the first one is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage.
8 damage. She's going to make a concentration check. She rolled a 9. That's a failure.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. Feels good, man.
As she wasn't expecting, she was just expecting these 2 for the battle, and then all of a sudden, April, you just see this axe just embed her into her chest. And these flying beasts, they flicker and then just dissipate. Mal, now joining the battle. That was your first damage roll. What was your second damage roll? Again, it's just the dice plus your rage.
6. Slashing.
6. Ooh. Mondath's looking hurt. Mondath is looking hurt for sure. Anything else on your turn?
That is all I can do on my turn.
Gotcha. Fleeble, I forgot to ask. I need a concentration check for the spirit. Or is the healing spirit a concentration
Healing
check?
spirit is concentration. And I get a 10.
10? Yeah, that would do it because you took 13, so half of that. So 10 just makes it. You just barely get that. Excellent. At the end of Mal's turn, she's going to use some legendary actions. And she is going to do another tail attack against Lance. So Lance, does a 17 hit your armor class?
Yes, it does. So no matter what happens, I'm gone.
With 6 points of bludgeoning damage, Lance falls unconscious.
Can I say something before I fall unconscious?
Absolutely.
All right. As he kind of gets hit, and he turns around, he kind of falls into Fleeple, and as Mal's kind of standing behind, or Apel, I should say. As he falls into Apel, he kind of like looks up, holding on to him, and he just goes, "Don't worry, we're Dragonslayers, remember?" And he faints.
Oh, inspiration dice for that. Inspiration dice for that. Philippe, Apel?
In response to him, I just go...
Apel, it's your turn.
Okay, so here's what Apel's going to do. So using my bonus action, I can move my healing spirit up to 30 feet. First things first, gonna drop that on top of Lance, who regains 2 hit points.
Yeah!
Ooh.
And then as he wakes up, the first thing he sees is me leaping over him as I'm jumping directly towards Mondath with both fists up in the air, going in for a double fist multi-attack against her.
Go for it.
Alright, so the first attack is going to be a 22 to hit.
Yeah, that's a hit!
Okay, that is going to deal 7 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And then the second attack is a 15 to hit.
15 misses.
Oh, man. Okay, but I land on the ground right below Mondath and just stare up at her and pound my chest with my fists in defiance.
Excellent. All right. Whew. Sorry, I'm just so excited for this battle. Right at the end of your turn, Fleeple, she's going to use a legendary action. And she's going to cast Cure Wounds on herself at 3rd level.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Not going down without a fight. So, we'll see how much she gets back here. Oh, sorry. Has to be 2nd level. She used all of her 3rd level spots. So, 2nd level. My bad. Not great. She gets some hit points back. So, as she just slaps her chest in defiance, this red aura mixed with blue crackles around her, rejuvenating her body. Lance, it's actually your go as she finishes that up.
All right, Thomas. Play with me here. I got an
Okay.
idea. I just got healed for 2.
Yep.
However, I'm still on the ground. Could I bonus action hide pretending I'm dead?
Ooh. I really want to. But because you were healed by that healing spirit, and Mondath did see the healing in action before, here's what I will allow. Because that's a really cool idea. Although she understands that the healing spirit it has worked and understands its function, Apel's right in front of you. So I will allow you a hide action, but with disadvantage.
Which gives me just a regular roll because of my boots.
One thought that I will make real quick. Thomas, how do you feel about the steady aim option from Tasha's Cauldron of Everything?
Ooh, I don't know about it. Let me hear it.
As a bonus action, you give yourself advantage on your next attack roll on the current turn, but your movement is reduced to 0 for that entire turn.
Oh.
Which would presumably accomplish the same thing that you're going for here.
Yes, it just cuts my movement.
Gotcha.
Now I could shoot now, but I can't move anywhere.
Yeah, so that would be, he basically would be expending his entire turn for one attack.
But I'm going to be technical. I'm prone. So can I shoot prone?
Yes, you can. Shooting prone is fine. You have no disadvantage as a result of that. I like that. So if you want to take the optional rule, Lance, you can do that, or you can hide with disadvantage as well. Either of those options are available to you right now. It'd be a straight roll to hide, so you still have movement afterwards, or you could expend your movement and bonus action to just get advantage on this attack.
I like what Ned suggested, but at the same time I have 2, and if she tails attacks again, I'm dead again. And I don't want to waste the healing spirit.
What you gonna do?
I think I'm gonna hide. I really appreciate that, Ned, for suggesting it.
No problem.
I really feel like I need to get away.
And we can use it for future reference.
Yes, that is a future reference possibility. Maybe even, you know what? I'll roll this, and it won't work. No, and so I'll just say, never mind.
Actually,
No.
on second thought.
All right, here we go.
We're gonna retcon that.
Okay, hiding, which is stealth. 19.
Okay, so you hide with a 19, playing dead, and you're gonna be attacking on this turn as well, right?
So I'm gonna act like I've been dead, and then as soon as I peeking out the corner of my eye, think that Mondath has totally ignored me and is focused directly on April, I'm gonna quickly get up on my knee, pull out the bow, aim, fire.
Roll with advantage, sir.
There you go.
I imagine as you're coming up from the ground, just still on the ground, basically prone underneath April's legs and through his legs, you just right from the ground. Go and roll with advantage.
All right. Oh, man. All that drama and terrible rolls, even with advantage.
You just got inspiration dice.
Why? I'm going to do it. Just because
Okay.
it was an 8 plus 6.
Rolling out.
We're getting all the stops. Natural 20. I'm not touching it. I'm just going to take a picture of that.
Take a picture.
I want it.
Take that picture.
I want that picture. And I rolled with the sneaky die for roguing thing.
Nice.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. What is that? What is that?
Every single dice is doubled, or you roll every single dice twice. However you want to do it.
So that's 3 6s.
So you can either roll 66 or 3 6s and just double the results.
I'm going to do the roll. I'm going to roll on it.
All 6? Okay.
29 points of damage.
Lance, tell us how it is done.
We need her alive, but 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 we need her alive.
We don't know if this
In the moment, Lance. Lance, how do you do it?
all right.
Ignoring everybody else. How are you doing
Follow
it?
your bliss.
I'm just saying,
How are you
but
doing
we don't
it?
know if she's turning
Follow your
back or
bliss.
not.
Real quick, I read recently that you can't do. It's impossible to do non-lethal damage on ranged attacks. Just FYI. So
That is true.
All right, I am aiming the bow as I see Fleetwood. Blah 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 blah. He's jumping up and down, slamming. Not blah blah, but he's moving. As soon as he goes down, Lance is aiming. Says the line, "Both eyes open," and I let the bow go and shoot straight for that horn that emerged from her head.
as you say that line, Lance, you hear laughter in your mind. A familiar laugh, something from your past. One that would always criticize you for saying that in target practice. One that would always jab at you when you made a good shot. And just as you're about to release, and April, you see this as well. 2 arms wrap around Mondath's head, holding her in place and shoving it to face directly at Lance and at the ground, exposing the horn. And as the arrow sinks directly into the horn, it breaks it off of her forehead. And even though the horn cracked off of her forehead, the arrow embedded, replacing the horn. Mondath. And her wings go limp. Falls to the ground in front of April, in front of her comrade. And Lance, you being on the ground as well, prone, just see the last expression of this abomination. Not human anymore, and definitely not dragon, as her eyes just slowly close.
Lance looks at that. He looks up to see if that image that he saw is still there. The one that grabbed on to her, to the creature.
Lance, what image are you talking about? There's nothing there. And that's where we're ending this week's episode of I Cast Fireball. Natural 20 on the inspiration dice.
That was beautiful.
Do you believe in miracles?
That was beautiful. With 2 hit points left.
If you don't believe in fate, you should listen to Ned's podcast, because that's what he uses.
Cross promotion.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, man, everybody.
Woof. First time Lance fell.
This was our first
all
enemy with
fallen.
legendary actions, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
You guys took him
man.
down.
And Mal took down everybody else.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. Well done, my players. That was amazing. Well, as always, listeners, thank you for listening to this week's intense episode of I Cast Fireball. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that you did enjoy that episode as much as we enjoyed playing it. But from wherever you get your podcasts from, please leave us a review. It really boosts our ratings throughout each podcast service, puts us on other people's recommended feeds, and lets us know that you like what we're doing here. If you want to write something a little bit longer than a review, you could email us at icastfireball2020@gmail.com. As always, we love hearing from you. We're hoping to get the word out there and set this podcast on fire. Now, to get the most recent up-to-date content from all of us here, please follow us on Instagram and Twitter with the handle icastfireball20. You can get possible sneak peeks of upcoming episodes, interesting insights from players in the Dungeon Master, pictures of clutch natural 20s, and behind-the-scenes shots of us making this incredibly fun world. As I shouted out earlier, I want to shout out to our sister podcast, Improv Tabletop, where Ned, our resident kobold, takes a turn at the GM and he runs through mini one-month adventures using the Fate Accelerated Tabletop system. Whether you like tabletop games, improvisation, or just the kooky worlds that they are building, whether it be Lego or whether it be post-apocalyptic outback adventures, I think you'll like it. Lastly, like, subscribe, and share with your friends and fellow wacky adventurers. But until next time, I'm Thomas, your DM, and around the table we've got
Malamara.
Lance Thalen.
Let's keep that fire going, and we'll see you all next time.